Interstices explore the spaces between architecture, and in this case, the roads, airports, landscapes, conversations, and fragments of a country encountered while travelling between 51 sites, visited for the SAIA Awards 2026. Across 54 flights and more than 5,200 kilometers of driving, this film is less a record of the buildings which have already been screened to Instagram Reels and will be celebrated tonight, and more a record of South Africa itself, beautiful, contradictory, resilient, anguished. In architecture, an interstitial space exists between defined forms. Here, those in-between moments revealed as much as the projects themselves, between the cities, small towns, and long roads, luxury and scarcity, optimism and exhaustion. The journey exposed the textures, inequalities, humor, and humanity that shape both built environment and the country imagining itself through it.
Being presented with 54 projects, each a regional award winner in its own right, was quite daunting. The breadth of work, diversity of approaches, and varying contexts made the adjudication process both challenging and deeply rewarding. Even though the Vitruvian principles of commodity, firmness, and delight continue to form the basis of adjudication, we quickly realized that contemporary concerns such as sustainability, site specificity, community engagement, social responsibility, and accessibility are now inseparable from the architectural conversation. Architecture should also be evaluated by how it responds to people, place, environment, and time. These projects collectively reflect a snapshot of our moment in history. Yet the question that continually confronted us was, what makes some projects more distinguishable than others? Which of these works will still be recognized as meaningful, relevant, and exemplary architecture in 10, 20, or even 30 years' time? Another observation, and one of concern, remains the underrepresentation of women and persons of color within the submissions. In addition, private residential projects constituted the majority of entries, prompting us to reflect more critically on broader systemic issues. Does this reflect the current state of the economy? Does it speak to the focus and expertise fostered through educational institutions? Or perhaps to the confidence and opportunities afforded to the profession when engaging with public, developmental, and commercial work? What became particularly evident throughout the process was that the more challenging the brief, the site, or the philosophical requirements, the richer the architectural experience often became. The projects that resonated most strongly demonstrated critical reflection, clarity of intent, originality of response, and a meaningful contribution to contemporary architectural discourse. Ultimately, these awards are not only a celebration of excellence, but also an invitation to reflect on the role architecture continues to play in shaping society, culture, and our shared future.
Whilst in this award year many residential projects have surfaced, we have appreciated the consistency in responses to focus across the different projects in their siting and contextualization, innovative planning of enclosure, and the thoughtful selection of materials that enable their deployment in well-crafted construction and detailing. We appreciated the increase in innovative responses, particularly in the adaptive reuse of existing buildings and in multiple examples of intentional connection between architecture and the natural environment.